hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. In today's video, I got like 3 topics I want to talk about. What are you going to do? Okay, in today's video, you guys, we're going to talk about, are we in a dating crisis? Are we experiencing a dating crisis right now? So, the data is in, you guys, that on these dating apps, you have like 80% of the women are going for 20% of the men. I think it's more like 90% of the women are going for like 10% of the men. Because these women say what they want in a man is, they want him to make at least 6 figures or more, $100,000 or more, be 6 feet tall or more, a 6-pack, or AKA in good shape. And now these women are asking for these men to be emotionally intelligent. Which I just think is so funny, because I don't think women understand how much they are asking for. Especially when they tack on, they want this man to be emotionally intelligent. Ladies, do you guys realize that studies have shown that women are so far advanced mentally, emotionally than men, that they compare it to women on an emotional intelligence level? We are like a graduate student, whereas men on an emotional intelligence scale is like a 3rd grader. This is what studies have shown, you guys. Look it up. So when I hear that more and more women, especially today, are wanting and asking for this man to be emotionally intelligent, I'm like, good luck. This is even further confirmation that women, listen to me. You're looking for a man that does not exist. Not today. Not today. 6 feet or taller. I forgot what the percentage or the statistics are for in the United States of men who are 6 feet or taller. You guys, it is something crazy low. Is it like 15%? It's something crazy of men who are 6 feet and taller, making 6 figures. These men getting laid off left and right. These women are out earning these men, especially you guys in the younger generation, like women who are under the age of 30. The statistics are out there that these women are starting to earn more than men. And that makes sense, right? Because these women are graduating university at higher rates than men. So of course, this number is going to continue to increase, where you have women under 30 are making more than men. The only reason that over 30, the women are not making more than men is because now women are starting to look into having kids. They're staying at home. Maybe they're taking part-time jobs because they know that they now have to raise these kids, because what? We know that these men are not going to help you raise these kids. So women take a huge hit in their income when they decide to get married and when they decide to have kids. These women are starting to wake up. And this is why you're starting to see a lot of single and child-free women. Because they're like, it doesn't benefit me. It doesn't benefit me at all to get married and have children. As a matter of fact, it's to my detriment if I do that. So we're in a dating crisis right now. And you have all of these scientists and psychologists and psychiatrists and all these behavioral studies showing that we are clearly in a dating crisis. And they have all these different reasons. Things like women's standards are too high. Women are asking for too much from these men. Women are graduating university, so we are more educationally advanced than this man. They're stating things like they don't have this parental role model from another male. So they don't really even know how to be this masculine man that these women say they want. These men are not finding good income, which what? If they don't have good income, then these women don't want any parts of them because they want 6 figures or more. And so these people are all trying to find out, like, what do we need to do to get these men up on the same level as this female, as this woman? What do we need to do to basically get this woman to start dating this man? Now, here's why I think this is so comical. Because you still got these men out here on social media talking about their prize. You still got these men out here talking about, you know what, woman? You better start choosing us and choosing us early because we are the prize. These men know they're not the prize. They know darn well they are not the prize, ladies. They're not the prize. Now you have studies showing that we are going through a dating crisis. The reason why this is about to become such a huge deal, you guys, is because if we are having a dating crisis, which means people are not dating, then that means people are not going to be having kids. That means people are not going to get married, which means what? Now they're worried about the population. Why are they worried about the population? Because they need the population for this capitalistic country and society that we live in. They need a workforce. Oh, but I love it. These women are going, we are not going to lower our standards. We are not going to, date a shorter man just because there's no 6 feet or tall men out there available. These women are just saying, well, then we're just not going to date. And now they are starting to see the results of that. When a woman just says, no, I'm just not going to date then. Now we in a crisis. Now everybody all worried and concerned. Oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? So what is my opinion on this, you guys? But before I give you guys my opinion and what I think is really going on and what needs to happen, be sure to thumbs up the video, and subscribe. And I say thank you to all of my new subscribers as well as my returning ride or die subscribers. And now you guys will see below the video, there's a little tag that says thanks. So if you want to support me and the Tracy Unplugged channel, you can leave me what I call a little tip in my tip jar. And you can leave me a thanks. And I say thanks to all of those who've already left me a tip. And I say many thanks to all of you who will. Okay, you guys, let's get into this here topic. So what are my thoughts on this? Do I think that we're going through a dating crisis? I think there's definitely something going on. Like, you just can't deny this. Just turn on any social media outlets and you will see these women don't want to date these men. These women have standards and they're not budging. These men are suffering. I don't care what these clowns out here are saying, talking about they are the prize. They are lying. They are lying, and they know. They know it in their chest that they are not the prize. These men are suffering. If they are the prize, if these men are truly the prize, why aren't these women choosing them? If these men are really and truly the prize, why are we going through a dating crisis? Why are they doing all this statistical studies on what is going on out here? Why are like professionals doing all this research on what is going on out here? Why? Because these women are not choosing these men. These women are not choosing these men. Therefore, I don't know why this still looks crooked to me. These women are not choosing these men. Therefore, what? These men are not getting dates. They're not getting chosen. They're not getting swiped on. And therefore, what? These men are going through a loneliness epidemic. Who's been heavily affected by this loneliness epidemic? Men, boys. If they're the prize, why are they going through the loneliness epidemic? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't even make sense. Ladies, when you hear these men out here talking about, we the prize and these women need to do better, they're lying. How can you be the prize and... Stop, Tracy. Stop. Oh! How can you be the prize and lonely? Stop. Oh! How can you be lonely and the prize? This is an oxymoron. This is not the same. How can you be lonely and you are the prize? Right? Because lonely, you guys, it's a lot. Lonely and being alone are not the same. We're not going through a I want to be alone crisis. No. We're going through a loneliness epidemic that men are suffering from. How can you be lonely, sir, and you are the prize? Because you're not the prize. I am alone most of the day, but I'm not lonely at all. You know why? Because I enjoy me. I have a blast being by myself. I love my own company. I take my own self out on coffee dates. I take my own self out to the cafe. I take my own self out to have sushi. I will go into any of these restaurants by myself. Sit down there, have a meal, enjoying my own company. People watching, talking to the people in the restaurant. I remember even when I told you guys I was always a loner though. When I did used to drink alcoholic beverages, I used to go to the bar by myself, sit up at the bar and have a blast. For some reason, I just wouldn't be there alone for long because I just attract people to me. I would be talking and socializing with the bartender. I would be socializing with the person on the other side of the bar. As a matter of fact, when I used to do that, hang out, go to the bars by myself and sit, like, it wouldn't be at an actual like club. No, it would be the bar in a restaurant. The bar in my place back then used to be Outback Steakhouse. And I would go to the bar by myself after work And as a matter of fact, that's how I met this large friend. I made this large friend group. This is back when I was living in Missouri. I had this large friend group, all of whom I met at the bar at Outback Steakhouse. If these men are such the prize, why don't they like being by themselves? If they are truly winning out here, why don't they like being by themselves? Why are they suffering? Why are they taking themselves out? As I've mentioned to you guys before, I think it's nature's way of like taking out the garbage. I think it's like survival of the fittest. I really do. Like only the strong survives. I really do think that we are going through a shift, and nature and Mother Nature and Mother Earth is just righting the wrong, if you will, like making a correction. Like it was not supposed to be this way, of this patriarchal system, of men thinking they are the leaders, of men thinking they're the king of the castle, of men thinking that they're supposed to run things. I think even though a lot of these men were like, oh, we're going to put Trump in office, and they got their president. I told these men back then, I said, this is not going to change anything. Trump is not going to stop these massive layoffs that are coming. Trump is not going to stop any woman from having an abortion. Trump is not going to stop these men from going through this loneliness epidemic. I told you guys that then. So you got your Trump in president, and now look at these men. They are still suffering. They got their Trump in office. Now look at these men, you guys. You guys know I don't care one way or the other about who's president or not president. But I was just trying to tell men back then, I'm like, it's not going to change anything. You and your political affiliations is not going to stop the shift from occurring. We are going through a shift right now. There's nothing anybody can do. It has to occur, you guys. It just has to occur. And I think these men going through this loneliness epidemic is yet another sign of Mother Nature just making the correction. Like making the correction. Maybe the correction is that it's too many people. It's too many humans on Mother Earth. And maybe Mother Earth, this is my opinion, that Mother Earth is just making the natural correction. And it looks like survival of the fittest. Only the strong will survive. And in this case, only the emotionally, mentally strong will survive. Not this person who has all this brute strength. No. You guys know your emotional intelligence now is like the new thing. It's the new it thing. You listen to a lot of these people out here, you guys. A lot of women are like, I don't want to date someone who's not emotionally intelligent. And quite frankly, you guys, most of these men are not. They are not emotionally intelligent. They are not emotionally equipped. Just look at society. Look at all these men, especially in this red pill community. Look at how they are so ready to have outbursts, physical outbursts, punching walls, willing to harm and hurt women just simply because they can't get their way. Listen to a lot of these men out here in this red pill community. They are angry. They are angry. They're not the prize. They know that these women have given up. They know that these women are opting out. And they are scared and they are angry. They are not the prize. They know they're not the prize. And yet, here we have now what experts are saying. We are in a dating crisis. These women don't want to date these men. And the men that they do want to date is in the 10 percentile. And those men in the 10 percentile of this ideal man, he has too many options. So he doesn't even want to settle down with one woman. He has too many options. So you got 90% of these women all vying and competing for this 10% of men. That 10% of man is a whore. Okay? I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you guys this. That 10% of man, if you catch him, he is a whore. He does not want to settle down. He does not want to be in a monogamous relationship. He does not want to get married. They were trying to come up with all these different reasons of why we are going through a dating crisis. I personally think that they are overcomplicating it. I think it's as simple as universe loves balance and harmony. And we are going through a shift. Only the fittest will survive. Only the strong, emotionally strong, will survive. It just has to happen that way. And I know that sounds really harsh and abrasive, you guys, but I personally believe that that's what's going on. It has to happen this way. And to my ladies who want to dismantle this patriarchal system, it has to happen this way. Sit back and let universe, let nature just correct itself. Let nature just make the correction. You don't have to do a darn thing. You don't have to do a darn thing. I personally feel that women, without even vocalizing it or expressing it, they're expressing it through their actions and behavior, that they have elevated to a point where they're like, I don't need a man. I know, you guys, I know that sounds harsh, but especially a lot of my ladies that listen to me, they know it's the truth. We don't need men. Yes, back in the day, we actually needed men to provide for us, to protect us, to be producers. But what did I always say to you ladies? I said, the minute you give a woman her own money, access to her own resources, she is going to quickly realize she does not need this man. And that's what these men are feeling now. That's what these men are starting to feel. They're like, oh my God, no woman swipes on me on the dating apps. No woman wants to go out on a date with me. And this is why I told you, ladies, we're living in a different time now. So you have to move differently and be careful out here. Because we got a lot of men walking around us who feel deflated, who feel defeated, who feel rejected. These men feel lonely. Do you guys know, on the vibrational scale, hopelessness is the very bottom. It's not actually anger. It's like fear and hopelessness. That's why a lot of them are deleting themselves. That is the lowest vibration you can feel. A sense of hopelessness. That means that these men are out here feeling like, what's the point of it all? And they're deleting themselves. The numbers don't lie. They're deleting themselves. Because society in the past groomed these men to believe that they were the catch. They were the leader. They are the king of the castle. They can have their choice of all these women. And now the shift is occurring. Women are getting access to their own resources and money. They don't need these men anymore. Therefore, they're not dating these men anymore. And the shift is occurring. So these experts are trying to come up with all these possible solutions, such as maybe the women need to give the average dude a chance. Okay? So he's not 6 feet tall, but give him a chance. So you go out on a date with him and there wasn't really any spark or chemistry. Go on a second or third date with him. Give it another chance. They're also suggesting that maybe men try to learn how to be more emotionally intelligent. They're definitely suggesting that where are the males? Like, where are these male role models? Which is what I have said many times on here. Why do we have all of these male relationship coaches who on the surface, they look like they are the good guy, right? On the surface, at least they present that on their platforms. I'm married. I'm in a successful marriage. I've been married 10, 20, 30 years. Look at me. I provide my wife this beautiful house and these nice cars, and we have this beautiful family. Or if they're not married, look at me. I have this great, wonderful job. I have nice cars. I am the ideal manly man. But yet their audience is 80, 90% females. They're talking to women. Why? And I've said multiple times, why won't these men, since they're so great, why aren't they giving advice and mentoring this younger male generation? Why won't they mentor and put all of their attention toward these young boys and young men out here? Because they're the ones suffering from the loneliness epidemic, not us. But we know why they won't talk to these young boys. Because they know that the money is in talking to women. So these men can go somewhere and sit down, as far as I'm concerned, when they get to talking about, give a man a chance and all this and all that. It's like, no, what are you doing, sir? What role are you playing in trying to better society? Why aren't you being a mentor to these young boys? But you want to be on here giving advice to these grown women about what they need to do better and how they need to change in order to get a man. We don't need your advice, sir. These young men need your advice. These young boys are out here suffering. Why don't you advise them? They need your help. These men need to form groups and come together and support each other, mentor each other. A lot of these males are out here. It's just these boys being raised by this single mom. That's what the problem is. Too many boys being raised by their single mom. Why isn't anybody asking, where are the fathers? Where are the fathers? Where did they go? Where are all the male role models? Since you guys are saying that the problem is that it's too many young boys being raised by this single mom, if that is the problem, where are the male role models? Seems like the minute that these males, these grown men, get some type of platform, they want to start giving grown women advice. It doesn't make any sense. But all of these young boys need their help, but they don't want to help them. This is why, ladies, if you are out here supporting these male relationship coaches, these man podcasters, you need to stop. You need to stop. You need, or better yet, why don't you ask them in the comment section? Why don't you email them, sir, why won't you put your attention toward mentoring young boys? Because they need you. They are literally suffering. They need these male role models. They need male role models in their lives to tell them what to focus in on. Focus in on your money. Focus in on you. Learn how to be more emotionally intelligent. Learn how to be able to control your emotions. Keep yourself busy. Stay off in all those movies, adult movies. Get some therapy. Join motivational, inspirational male groups. Why aren't they advising these young boys? They are suffering. And so because none of these ideal men, relationship coaches, life coaches, because they are not focusing in on these young boys, now you got these young boys growing up. And what do they turn to? They're turning to communities like this red pill community. And all the red pill community is doing is teaching them nothing but hate and misogyny. Nothing but disdain for this woman. This is all this red pill community is doing. Which is doing what? Keeping these men single and lonely. Which is what? A danger to society. These rejected, lonely, hopeless, no income or low income males. These men are a danger to society. This is why I think that the universe is just naturally taking out the garbage. I really do. Because it's like they're no good for society, you guys. This is a danger for society. This man or male, young boy, young man, who feels rejected, who feels like he has no purpose, who feels like he's not a part of a tribe of men who love him and support him, who doesn't have any work, doesn't have any resources. You guys, this is dangerous. So this is why I think that Mother Nature is just like taking out the garbage. It has to be removed. It has to be removed. And so all of these different solutions that they're coming up with, as far as what women need to do, give this man a chance, date the average dude. So what if he's not making six figures because, you know, you're making your own money? No, I don't think that we need to give the average dude a chance. Absolutely not. Ladies, no. Stay on course. A lot of women are choosing to be single or choosing to be child free. And T-Bird is telling you, ladies, stay on course. Stay on course. That is the only way we're going to dismantle this patriarchal system. You have to stay on course, young ladies. Do not get yourself married. Do not get yourself riddled with children that you then won't be able to use your resources and money for yourself because you're going to have to take care of your kids. Ladies, stay on course. Do not get derailed. That is the only way we're going to dismantle this patriarchal system and let Mother Nature do what it needs to do. And again, I know that sounds harsh, but it is the truth. Let Mother Nature do what it needs to do. It's not our job. It's not our job as humans, ladies. We did not come here to save the man. You came in this avatar body to have the human experience. In order for women to rise, we need to be able to have our own resources, have our own money, in order to let this shift occur and let universe, let Mother Nature just do what it do. We can't stop it anyway. We can't stop it anyway. The only way these men are going to learn how to do better and be better, they have to go through this shift, ladies. It is not our job. I heard this one man, he was saying that what's happened, what's changed. He said because when he was a young man, he was only really motivated to do better because he was in the confines of a relationship. For instance, like the woman that he was in a relationship with was the one who would say, hey, would give him an ultimatum like, hey, if you don't stop doing XYZ, for instance, if you don't stop smoking the Mary J, if you don't stop looking at all the corn, adult movies, if you don't stop, drinking so much, then she was going to exit the relationship, or she would leave, or maybe she would hold off on making the whoopee with him. He literally said that most men need the guardrails of a relationship, aka a woman in their lives, in order to keep men on the straight and narrow. Didn't I tell you guys that these men need us? Didn't I tell you guys that these men need us? I have been in situations where when I was in the household with men, just me just doing what I do and being who I am and what all I bring to the table, the house itself looked a certain way, aka clean, smell good, home cooked meals, smells in the house, orderly, organized, in place, flowers, just because of my presence in that household. And then the comparison when I removed my presence from that household, just the only thing that changed was that I removed my presence from that household. I went back to that household and it was complete trash. Smelled like trash, looked like trash, garbage not taken out, crumbs and food left on the counter, dishes in the sink. It just looked totally different, but it's the same house. Flowers not taken care of, driveway nasty, just simply because I removed my presence, the female presence. I've seen that happen multiple times. When I have removed my presence and it's only male energy and presence in the household, these men need us. I have been in situations where I have dated a man who was extremely overweight for decades. But then when he got in a relationship with me, just simply because I was his muse, this man lost over 100 pounds. Men need women. Women, don't be fooled by this nonsense they talking about. They are the prize. Men are the prize. No, they are not. They are not the prize. They are not the leaders. They are not the king of the castles. They clearly do not have nowhere near on the level of emotional intelligence as a woman. They're not as educated as us. The stats are in, you guys. You don't believe me? Look it up. This is why, because they don't have the emotional intelligence, because they don't really know how to cope and adapt in times of change, which is what we're going through now, this is why a lot of them are deleting themselves. Like mentally, they're just not equipped, which is why I continue to tell my ladies, what you are looking for in a man doesn't exist. I'm sorry, ladies. It doesn't exist. You're wasting so much of your time. If you're still one of these ladies out there looking for this mythical man, T-Bird is telling you, you are wasting your time. This is why I often tell my ladies, just be celibate for 3 years. Not because I'm saying, oh, in 3 years, you're going to then find this mythical man. No. I say 3 years because I know for a fact that if you ladies take 3 years to pour back into yourself, center yourself and not a man, focus in on your education, your career, getting the bag, making your own money, have your own resources, your own car, your own house, your own bank accounts with your money in the bank, good credit score, you're going to realize you don't need a man. You're going to realize, you're going to look back and say, when I was in a relationship, all of the angst, all of the mental turmoil that I felt being in that relationship with that man, as opposed to the peace and tranquility that I feel over here. When you ladies realize after 3 years of celibacy and you have poured into yourself, when you realize you have your own car, your own house, your own job, money in the bank, good credit score, everything you could possibly need, but you got peace, love, joy, happiness, you got your sisterhood, you got your friend base, I promise you, ladies, I wouldn't steer you wrong. You're going to look back and go, when I do the comparison, there's no need for me to ever be in a relationship with a man again. And you'll be like me, where you'll take a vow of lifetime celibacy. It's just no need. It's just no need. And this is why I'm telling my ladies, start preparing now, because a lot of men are this is about to just get worse and worse and worse, you guys, with this male loneliness epidemic, this dating crisis, because you ladies are going to start saying, date for what? Why? No, I don't want to settle for the average dude. Why? Just to pull the average dude into your house and he talking about something, I'm the king of the castle. Boy, see? Sit down. You're not going to endure that nonsense anymore. You won't even tolerate it. You'll be like me, where you're just like, soon as a dude come to you with some of that nonsense, you're like, bye. Goodbye. Why? So look it up, you guys. They say we are currently in a dating crisis. And it is true. But I don't think it's a dating crisis. I think that we're going through an awakening. I think we're going through a shift. And I think that we need to just, not that it's even in our, it's not even in our possibilities of being able to stop the shift. The shift is occurring, you guys. And we can't control it. We can't stop it. Let the shift happen. Let it occur. But look it up, you guys. I found it to be a very, very interesting read. Look up dating crisis. Are we dating? Are we going through a dating crisis? I thought it was very, very interesting. Okay, you guys, if you haven't already, be sure to thumbs up that video. And share the video with someone if you feel like they could receive the message. And I will see you tomorrow. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. You guys be safe, be safe, be safe. Love, love, love. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.